Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Gaming Stooges Talks podcast. We are the Gaming Stooges.
I'm Jack.
You can call me Cloud.
And I'm Landon.
We hope you enjoyed today's discussion, and if you do, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, following us on Twitch, or joining our Discord. Let's get on with the show.
Man, E3 was... Wait, hold on.
What year is it?
Oh.
This is 2012, right?
This blank piece of paper says there was no E3. These are my notes for
Damn.
E3 this year. Well, there goes that.
All right, what are we going to talk about today, Jack?
I guess we're going to talk about all the games that got revealed over the past couple weeks.
Yes.
But not
E3.
not the ones from E3.
But not the ones from
that,
E3.
That didn't happen.
So we have...
Then are we doing not E3?
Yes.
We're doing not E3, or as we just like to call it, the summer game announcements of 2024. That includes Sony's recent State of Play, which they actually did at the end of May. You've got the Xbox Game Showcase that they did in early June. You've got Summer Game Fest, which it basically replaced all of like the non-Big 3 E3 events. And then you have the Nintendo Direct that, as of us doing this live, just happened. Like
Literally yesterday.
The day before, exactly. So this is going to be a pretty fun one.
Is it really the summer game announcements if summer hasn't technically started yet?
Well, it will have started by the time this podcast goes up.
But
none of these announcements happened in summer.
Let's be real. They're not going to announce anything
whatever.
in the summer.
Listen,
That's not what happens in the summer.
The entire month of June might as well be summer.
I don't believe that.
That's what I choose to believe.
All right, I go based off of what God himself tells me.
I don't give a fuck
says
about what
this-
God himself has told me.
So, all right. So we've got
Okay.
4 big things to go through. Basically, we have some articles. 3 of these are IGN. One of them is Nintendo Life because IGN decided they didn't want to put the announcements for that 4th one in order. So we're going off a different website
Thanks,
for that
IGN.
one. Yep. I had Landon cross-reference for me because we do want to go through everything roughly in the order everything got shown off. But we're going to start with the Sony State of Play because that was the first thing by quite a while. The first major thing that they showed off was Conquered.
Conquered is bad fur day.
Yeah.
Conker's Bad Life Service Day.
Jeez.
Concord.
This literally is exactly what everybody's been calling it. It is like the most bland AAA slop that I've probably ever seen in recent memory.
I didn't know this existed until now.
Really?
Yeah, I did not watch the State of Play.
Good
at all.
Oh.
thing for you that you don't know about this game.
I mean, so I did watch it, and I watched probably more of the cinematic cutscene than I should have, but all I got vibes from that was it's Overwatch 2. If Overwatch 2 is actually Overwatch 1.5, then
This is Overwatch.
this is Overwatch.
2. Okay.
This is Overwatch 2. Yeah.
Understandable.
It's just Overwatch. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I think that explains everything.
Pass.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've got the
Hard pass.
We've got the announcement for God of War Ragnarok coming to PC as
Neat.
as has
Cool.
been the thing. Sony's been bringing their IP over to PC, so I mean that's cool. We got the announcement of Dynasty Warriors Origins, which
Neat.
I'm pretty excited for because I like Dynasty Warriors, and it's been a hot minute since we've gotten like a true Dynasty Warriors game, and having the current hardware that we do, pretty cool.
Neat.
Hopefully it's good.
That's getting your hopes up because most Warriors games are not good.
I mean,
They're stupid fun. They're not usually good.
good is relative.
Okay.
Good
all
is
right,
relative.
all right, that's fair.
when we're talking about Dynasty Warriors, there is a scale of good or not.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But in this case, I hope it's good.
Yeah. We got the announcement for open world RPG called Infinity Nikki, which is like you dress up. That's like the big gimmick. You dress up. I don't know. It looked pretty cute. Looked interesting, but like not interesting enough to like really. I didn't remember much else.
If it's $10, I would look at it and be like, oh,
Sure.
and then move on with my day.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy it.
This wasn't. The next one wasn't so much an announcement for the game being revealed in general. It was already announced previously, but we did get word that the game Where Winds Meet is coming to PS5. I don't even. This game's not even on my
What is
radar.
that?
I don't know what that is. I think I think IGN made this up.
Set in the Ten Kingdoms era, Where Winds Meet has players taking the role of a swordsman who will play a critical role in influencing the outcome of the conflict.
So here's real quick.
Yeah.
Here's my issue. I watched the majority of the state of play. I skimmed through some parts when I was like, I don't care about this, like Concord. So much of it was the same thing. Like it was like a Asian like feudal setting thing, or like I felt like there was a lot of stuff that was just like, here's a guy with a sword who's killing things. Go have fun.
Yeah,
like that's
a lot.
So like when you're like,
a lot of the stuff did bleed together.
This thing, and I'm like, yeah, but that was like everything else.
So here's the thing, and we'll get into it a little bit later. The thing that I don't like about a lot of these presentations is that they focus too much on the cinematic cutscenes. They don't show enough gameplay, so all of it just looks the same.
So the dress-up game stood out to me because it was not.
It wasn't
the same game as literally everything else.
Exactly. The next thing that they showed off was Ballad of Antara, which is a free-to-play action RPG. Okay.
Oh, I probably skipped that.
Next, we got the a new VR game coming from the same people as The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. Sure.
I definitely skipped this.
It's a VR game. Another VR game, Alien Rogue Incursion, is coming out. More VR stuff. There is a beta coming out next month for Marvel Rivals, which is coming to PS5. It's a team shooter. Another one. Jesus.
See, it was either guy with sword, action RPG, or live service, team shooter.
Nope.
And then the last thing they announced.
Nope.
So
we got a new trailer for the Until Dawn remaster, which is coming out this fall. So,
yay.
Neat.
Okay.
Here's the issue. Why tell us about this thing? Why show off more of it when you don't have anything actually to say about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we didn't get any new information.
Yeah.
This is like when Nintendo just does a 20-minute deep dive in their 30-minute Nintendo Direct about one thing, and it's like, okay, what'd you actually announce?
And it's also like, it's egregious here though, because like they're just showing, and this is something Nintendo did too. Not the exact same thing you're talking about, but like for a while, it's like, why are you showing us stuff we've already seen? Like Sony does this a lot, where they just show us stuff we already saw at a previous thing. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Sometimes it's, if they give us new information, it's fine. Like a fucking release date.
Like a release date, if they didn't show us gameplay before, showing us gameplay, but like...
Yeah. But this is a... What? It's almost... What is it, like 10 years old now? I don't even keep track of...
Yeah.
How like, this game is like 10 years old. You're not saying, oh, we're adding a new story, like, line. We're adding some fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
We're adding more to the story.
No, they just showed off the graphic changes. That was it. It was like, okay.
Yeah. And
Look at the graphics.
Didn't they also say that it's coming to PC?
Yeah, it's gonna come out on PC and PS5.
Cool. I guess that's the only new thing is like, hey, we're also bringing it to PC. It's like, neat. Okay. Give me a fucking release date.
Moving on, we got Path of Exile 2, which is going to be in early access later this year. Okay.
Yay.
Cool.
We finally got a release date for the Silent Hill 2 remake, which is October 8th, coming out on both PC and PS5. So, I mean, that's pretty cool, I guess. That's something.
Cool.
See? At least they gave us a fucking release date for a game we knew about.
And then we got the last two and the only two interesting announcements for this entire Sony part. We got more stuff shown off for Monster Hunter Wilds. So that was, more. I mean, we'd already gotten an announcement for it at the Game Awards, but they actually like showed more off. So that's pretty cool.
Yay.
And then there was the big reveal of the new game Astrobot from Team Asobi coming this September. So Astrobot is it's a big it's like their big 3D platformer adventure kind of game. So they're like taking the whole concept that they had with Astro's Playroom, and also there was a VR game, I guess, that they're taking a lot of inspiration from, and they're putting it into a big 3D full budget adventure game. So that's going to be pretty cool. It's the only thing from this entire state of play that I care about at all.
What about Dynasty Warriors?
Okay, Dynasty Warriors 2 as well. That's
yeah.
Dynasty Warriors Origins. I'm kind of lukewarm on. I can take it or leave it. I'm not hyped, but I'm interested in it. But this is one I'm actually legitimately okay. I like.
See, when I was going through and all of the announcements, more than just the 4 we're going to do the coverage on, I was just all right, you're in 3 buckets. You're either I'm excited about it, you're either I'm interested in about it, and then you're not on the list. Because I don't give a shit.
Yeah. So right now,
the only things on this that I cared about were Astrobot. That actually looks good.
Yep.
And then Until Dawn, only because I like Until Dawn.
Right.
But I'm still pissed about how they announced, about this talk about. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, so for me, definitely Astrobot, I'm excited for. I'm interested in Dynasty Warriors Origins. I would say I'm interested in the Infinity Nikki game, but it also, it's, I mean, I would need to see a little bit more, but it is at least interesting.
Maybe give us. I mean, that one I feel had some gameplay.
It was more than most of this state of play, to be fair.
Yeah,
a lot of the state of play was just cinematics.
Yeah,
and it's the same, epic this happens with the Xbox showcase as well, but Xbox at least handled it better, IMO. But it's the same super tense voice, or just voice over just telling you about the game, and that's it.
Yeah. So yeah, PlayStation State of Play.
Yeah.
Not great.
No. If I had to give it a letter grade, it's probably barely a D, and that's if I'm being generous. And that's saying a lot, because usually these State of Play showcases and stuff around this time of year are usually at least pretty good. But this was, I mean, they did say it was a State of Play and not a showcase. They're saving their showcase for later this year. They better.
I don't know what that means.
They better. It's their showcase is a different from a State of Play with Sony, where their showcase is their big thing. It's kind of it's kind of,
you know what they need to do?
I can't remember what.
Just fuck off.
I was just say all I have to say is this State of Play was very underwhelming. So, but we're gonna move on to the Xbox Games Showcase. Their first big.
Even though the Summer Game Fest happened before this.
Did it happen all before the Xbox Game Showcase, or was it concurrent? Because I know that.
The meat of the Summer Game Fest, the one where Jeff Keighley like fucking rode a dildo the whole time, was like Friday, and then Xbox was on Sunday.
Okay. Oh yeah, no, that's true. All right. I mean,
Yeah.
all right.
So what happened? Here's what like Summer Game Fest this year was. It was Jeff Keighley riding a dildo for one thing, and then a bajillion other like things that were happening.
I was gonna say,
and
because there's
Xbox.
like, I was gonna say, because there's like I remember going on the website and they had like, God, like a dozen different events listed that were like all different dates, and I could not remember what was like where. I thought Xbox landed a little somewhere closer to the middle, so I was gonna do Xbox first, but all right.
Summer Game Fest, like
all right, let's jump into it.
That your list covers.
Yeah,
that one is.
Let's jump
first.
Let's jump into it because we still have a lot more to talk about, and we're 20 minutes in, and the interesting stuff hasn't even happened yet. So Summer Game Fest, first thing that was shown off was Lego Horizon Adventures, actually, which is obviously a game with the Horizon IP with Lego. Interestingly, will also be on Nintendo Switch, as well as PS5 and Steam and Epic Games Store. So you got PC. Not Xbox. Because as we've seen, when it comes to Xbox and PlayStation, they don't care where their games go as long as it doesn't go to the other guy specifically. They can go on Switch, they can go on PC.
Sometimes.
They just can't go to the other guy most of the time.
Unless it's Hi-Fi Rush, then that's allowed.
Yeah.
But only because we're going to shut down the studio. So, fuck it.
But yeah, Lego Horizon Adventures, I mean, it's interesting if you're into Horizon and Lego.
Or Lego.
So, I mean, I'm personally not something up my alley, but I think it is legitimately interesting, at least for those who are interested.
But it's all over Cloud's floor. He's going to step on it.
I have a floor full of Legos behind me. I do it.
Yep.
I do it every podcast just to spice things up.
He just throws Legos down.
We got Harry Potter Quidditch Champions coming out later this year for pretty much every platform.
Neat.
Whatever. A game called No More Room in Hell has early access coming on Halloween. I actually did not know anything about this game.
Neat.
We got teaser trailer for Star Wars Outlaws. Okay. Another Ubisoft.
Neat.
Sure. Neat. We've got Sid Meier's Civilization 7 coming in 2025.
Neat.
Yeah, neat.
We have the release date for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero.
Yeah!
Finally,
good answer,
something we care about. By the way,
Oh my god.
the launch date is October 11th, and it is coming out on everything except for Switch immediately. I'm sure we'll get a port for it later down the line, but it's going to be on everything else in October. So, I mean, this game, they've been showing off a lot. Just Bandai Namco themselves have been putting out information on it sporadically, and it looks fantastic. Like the team behind it definitely knows exactly what they're doing. They, even if they're not like full of people that actually worked on the Tenkaichi titles in the past, they know what they're about and they know what they're doing. So it's looking to be really good. So get your $70 set aside, folks, because we got some Dragon Ball fighting on October 11th.
Unless you also want the characters for Superhero and other.
We live in a dystopia where there's stuff at launch that costs extra.
Yeah,
Ugh.
They already announced what the some of the season pass is going to be. Trying to pull it open right now.
Oh, that's not like that's not day one. That's just the season pass stuff.
That's the season pass.
Because I mean, at this point, we can expect season. I thought that you were saying that like there was stuff coming out like launch day, like you had to like get it separate or something stupid.
Oh no, I think the pre-order bonus for this is like early character unlocks for like Gogeta and Broly.
That's not that bad. Okay, they're not pulling. They're not pulling the Xenoverse 2 thing where like you got 2 whole ass characters and then they didn't give you one of them for like other people until like 3 years later.
Hey, at least it's not the Xenoverse 1 thing where you literally can't get that character.
Yeah. Thanks, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Anyway, anything else to talk about with Sparking Zero, or can we just move on?
We can probably. I mean, I'll probably talk about this game more later.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's.
We got Batman Arkham Shadow, which is
VR game.
A VR game again.
Boo.
They showed
Jack's favorite.
They showed a cool crossover. We got Fatal Fury content coming to Street Fighter 6, so that's pretty interesting.
Neat.
Yeah, this one, like, I don't give a shit about fighting games, but I was like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah. It's always nice to see little crossover stuff like that, so, we'll talk more about cool fighting game crossover stuff later. Trust me. We got Blumhouse Games unveiling Chrysler Theater of Idols, Fear the Spotlight, and some other stuff.
Fucking Blumhouse video game.
Sure.
That's really funny.
I think he just made up literally all of those words on the spot.
I am reading what IGN said, so whatever IGN said, if it's fake, then you can take it up with IGN. I don't take.
You wrote this article for IGN.
I don't take responsibility for this. We got the reveal of a new retro style beat 'em up, Power Rangers Rita's Rewind. This
one actually looks cool.
Oh yeah, you got the same retro inspired stuff as like the recent TMNT game Shredder's Revenge kind of thing going on. So yeah, it's gonna be
and Streets of Rage 4.
Yep. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We got
if only Jack would play video games with me.
We got a game coming out called Mecha Break, which for Al in the chat, it's like Gundam Battle Operation Next, like this Gundam fighting game, but there's not Gundams. It's inspired by Gundam and a bunch of other mech stuff, but it's not any of those things. It looks interesting, and it's like a team mech battle kind of game, but you can also turn them into jets.
Original IP, do not steal.
Do not steal. Yeah. We got The First Descendant coming out in July. Free-to-play game. Yet again. There's so many.
Pass.
There was DLC announced for Alan Wake 2, which has already dropped now.
Oh,
Neat.
And you know what else? I don't know if the thing says it, but Alan Wake 2 is a real video game later this year.
It's true.
Yeah, they're doing a physical release for it.
Oh. It did not mention that in this blurb.
Yeah,
of course,
so October,
IGN wouldn't say that.
October 22nd, Alan Wake 2 is getting a physical release for it.
That's good.
And yeah, we'll see if they fuck it up or not. There's already been some contention about what's actually going to be on the disc and what's not.
Oh God!
So
they're gonna skimp out of content on the disc and make you like buy back parts of it or something stupid like that.
Because of how the DLC's coming out, and it's a question of how much of because it's supposed to be everything. They're calling it their Ultimate Edition. They're charging $80 for it, which is a lot of money. For a game that's now a year old, sure, let's charge $80. But it's like, well, at what point are you going to have the game with all of the updates and the DLCs? And like, I think one of the DLCs is not going to be on it. If you're PlayStation and if you're Xbox, you're kind of fucked because they're making it a single disc game as opposed to multiple discs, and Xbox discs carry less data. It's a known fact.
Still?
Oh yeah.
Still.
You'll still have like Xbox Series games that are multi-disc, where their PlayStation variant is single.
I did not know that. That is interesting.
Mhm.
Because, I mean, I knew that was obviously a thing up during the 360 PS3 lifespan. And I could believe it was a thing during the Xbox One but even now?
Still, yeah.
All right.
It is still a thing. Microsoft has not upped the amount of data that is on an Xbox disc. So
Nice.
it's real silly.
Yeah.
Microsoft is a silly company.
No wonder they're pulling out of...
Yeah.
No wonder retailers are pulling out of physical games for them. I mean, that and the Series S being like 70% of their market, but you know. Anyway, the long dormant Skate franchise from EA is coming back.
This could be good, and it could be shit.
And it's
But
EA,
I hope
so
it's EA, so it really could be either, because Skate is a good franchise, but it also hasn't had a game in over a decade. So EA could very well fuck this up. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch it crash.
EA hasn't been a totally shit company compared to some of these other companies in recent years, like very recent years. So, you know, cautious optimism, but like, yeah, like Jack said, that doesn't mean that they're out of the clear. This could still end up being a dumpster fire, and we don't know until it happens. So, I mean, it is getting a play test, though. So, like, they'll be able to actually, like, play it before a full launch and see if, like, they even have a promising foundation. Everyone's favorite PC exclusive game from Riot Games, Valorant's coming to consoles.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Valorant is coming to Xbox Series X and PS5. Sure.
Huh?
Whatever.
Pass.
This is the funniest game in the whole announcements.
Guys, are you ready to watch an animated series based on the hit social party game Among Us?
For the record, when I said that, I was talking about Valorant, because Valorant is inherently funny because of how bad it is, but this just makes me sad. I mean, sure,
Pass.
but no thank you. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. They did also reveal something called Outer Sloth, which is like basically their way of trying to help some indie developers. I guess it's kind of like probably like a publishing partnership thing, kind of like, you know, big mode publishing, but like, yeah, I don't know. It's whatever. We got
Neat.
Dune Awakening got a trailer. Okay.
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 There was a trailer showing off gameplay for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Wasn't this already announced? Like, don't we already know quite a bit about this game already? I'm
I don't know.
I'm pretty
I don't
sure
follow
we do.
video games.
I've never heard of this game.
I think I remember this being revealed like back at like the Game Awards, actually.
I mean, probably.
It's whatever. We got a trailer for Slitterhead. I actually have no idea about this game.
I kind of like the name,
It is
but I don't know anything about the game
It is
itself.
from the creator of Silent Hill. It's
Okay.
I did not actually look at the trailer for this, and I mean, we're in the middle of the podcast, so I'm not going to watch it. But I mean, the fact that it's from the creator of Silent Hill piques my interest a little bit.
Cloud, that has literally not stopped us before. We have watched trailers in the middle of these podcasts.
It's true.
Remember when I showed you that there was a Dempaman game that they moved to Switch? And I mean, we'll get to it.
We're going to talk about that.
We're gonna talk about that.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Now, I'm talking about actual podcasts, not just in the middle of a live stream while we're playing it.
I think we did that last year with this exact thing. There was like a couple of
Yeah, there was a couple that was like, oh, let's watch this one.
Anyway, we got some stuff on Delta Force Hawk Ops. What is this?
Pass.
Pass?
Stop making shit up and pass.
A game called Killer Bean.
Killer Bean!
I don't know, man.
It's gonna save the game industry. You don't understand.
It's a bean.
Have you seen? I'm guessing you haven't, but like, there's a short film called it's like Revenge of Killer Bean or some shit, and it's like an indie animated like CG film, like short film from like 2008, and it's really stupid and really funny.
Oh.
And the fact that it has a video game now is pretty funny.
So the next thing that we got from Summer Game Fest is a trailer for a game called Wonder Stop, which...
Wander Stop.
So this is like one of the few things that got on my interested in list because it's made by the team that made the Stanley Parable.
Okay.
I would say, unfortunately, it's completely a cinematic trailer, so we know literally nothing of it. But
Yay.
That's not entirely correct. I think they show off like little snippets of gameplay. But it's mostly a cinematic trailer. You are helping at a like, you're like an arena fighter that is now like helping out at a coffee shop, and you can like do like quests around town and help people. And then in the middle of the cinematic trailer, the person just like has a mental breakdown. So
who fucking knows?
Yeah, I'm hoping it's good just based off of who made it, and that's it. So that's why it's on my list, just because of that.
Okay. So the next thing that was shown off was Amazon has an MMO coming out called New World
Pass.
Aeternum. Coming out.
You could have
There
stopped
is-
at saying Amazon.
Yeah.
There has never been a harder pass.
I had to double check to make sure it was that Amazon, and apparently, yes, it is that Amazon. Is coming.
Yep. No.
What the?
I understood the question the first time.
What the hell? Okay. Sure, Amazon, go off, I guess. October 15th is when this game comes out. Sure. There is a big update coming for Pal World. I still haven't played Pal World. I don't know if I ever will at this point. I think that ship has sailed for me.
R.I.P. Pixel, shout out. Do you still play Pal World?
It's Monster Hunter Wilds.
Yeah, we got Monster Hunter Wilds. They revealed that there will be crossplay. So, cool.
Okay. See, it's fine if they show the same game off multiple times, if they, like, give us something.
New information each time, at least. But, I mean, they could also just put that all in, like, one showcase, and then we don't have to, like...
Oh, yeah.
Like, look at it through, like, 3 other different presentations just for information.
Here we are.
We got a game coming from Capcom, Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess. It is coming out in July. So, next month.
Sure.
Okay.
Neat.
I think I remember seeing this revealed a little while back. Because this does sound familiar. I think I remember being vaguely interested in it. So, I mean, cool. We got Phantom Blade Zero getting a trailer. And that's pretty much it for the Summer Game Fest stuff.
So, I think IGN missed some stuff.
Probably because there's... So here's the thing. That is definitely their big stuff because there's like 10 events that was on Summer Game Fest. And there's like...
I'm also talking about that specific event because didn't Sonic Cross Shadow Generations also get its release date during that?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
I'm pretty sure that the release date got announced during that.
Did it? I don't know. I mean, if you want to look into that while I go through the Xbox Game Showcase stuff, keep everything moving along.
Xbox Game Showcase for me, pass. So,
the whole thing. Pass the whole thing. Yeah.
Fuck all of it.
Xbox, I mean, there was a few interesting things for me, but like we'll go through. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 was revealed. Okay, sure, why not? Whatever. It's another Call of Duty game. Yeah, at this point, if you play Call of Duty, you're gonna buy it, and if you don't play it, you don't care. That's how it is. We got the reveal of Doom: The Dark Ages.
Okay, so when I said fuck all of that, I meant everything except for this. because this looks sick.
It does. I remember watching the trailer and it did look pretty cool. So, you got State of Decay 3 has reemerged. It had a new trailer. I'll admit it did look interesting, but like I never cared about the State of Decay franchise, so like it's even if I was vaguely interested by the trailer, it's not interesting enough that I'm gonna like actually want to play it. So, we got a trailer for Dragon Age: The Veilguard, which sure
Pass.
So yeah, quick update. I found Game Informer's website literally says during Summer Game Fest 2024
Damn,
showcase.
IGN is slacking hard on this.
It confirmed both the release date and price point for all of the platforms it was going to be on.
Was there anything else
which
that
Sonic-
IGN missed specifically? Like, taking our biases aside, obviously we care about Sonic and Shadow Generations. Is there anything else though that they missed? Because I'd find it funny and expected if IGN missed a bunch more stuff that Game Informer caught.
I'll look into it. I just found like a specific article on Sonic Cross Generations that IGN did.
Gotcha.
Or Game Informer did. Yeah, so I'll keep looking. Yeah.
So there was an update announced for Fallout 76. Why are they? Who cares about Fallout 76?
Can I just say, this is the funniest headline out of all of these so far. Fallout 76 players will soon be able to play as a ghoul. Just like,
who cares? Like, who's playing Fallout 76?
First of all, who gives a shit? Who is still playing Fallout 76? But even still, like, are they trying to draw in new players with the prospect of being able to play as a ghoul?
I guess so.
Like, it's such a minuscule thing.
Like, this is a meme.
Like, wow, you can be a ghoul.
We got DLC trailer for Starfield. Sure.
Pass.
We got a new World of Warcraft expansion, which, I mean, World of Warcraft...
Pass.
Let's be real here. World of Warcraft, even if it's popular nowadays still, it is nothing compared to Final Fantasy XIV at this point. That's the MMO of all time. World of Warcraft is like a washed-up has-been. Nobody cares about World of Warcraft. Cool kids play Final Fantasy XIV if you're going to play an MMO.
So I found Games Radar's website has a pretty beefy list, and there are quite a few things
that IGN missed.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Just some quick stuff. Neva, the platformer made by the same team that worked on Gree, that was shown off earlier, got a new trailer. And then Black Myth Wukong, they revealed the collector's edition. And Metaphor ReZero had some new trailers, as well as getting the release date for that, which I believe is October 11th. We saw the Fatal Fury City of Wolves game that got announced. Deer and Boy, which is an upcoming platformer game, had a trailer. And yeah, there's like some a game by the team who made Fury called Karn. Oh, it's a climbing game. Got announced, and Hyperlight Breaker is, I don't know if you mentioned that one. That one's going to be in early access this summer, which is within the Hyperlight Drift like series. Like, it's the same team that worked on that is working on that. A game called Party Animals is getting a cart mode. Yeah, so there's like a number of things that got missed. So yeah, there's some of it. Okay, you can continue on whatever the fuck.
The next game
Xbox
that was
about.
shown off was a game called Claire Obscure Expedition 33. I remember watching the trailer for this, and I was pretty interested in it. I think that the visuals were pretty cool. I think I remember seeing a little bit of the gameplay and being kind of intrigued. It's a third-person adventure game. It's, I mean, it was pretty cool. I didn't really, admittedly, there was a couple of things that were shown off a little bit later that were remotely more interesting, so it didn't really stick with me, but I think I remember it's kind of I don't really know how to explain how the gameplay actually like functions, but it was definitely different from like a typical game I usually expect to see out of Xbox. So it was pretty cool. South of Midnight got a gameplay trailer. That one that looks pretty cool, I guess. I mean, the style was interesting. It's about it though. We got more on Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. It's the Snake Eater remake.
I'm already seeing people online complaining about how this game looks compared to the original. And I think it's funny how never satisfied people will be.
I know. It's like nobody will.
People are dumb.
That's how people are on the internet.
It's like, we'll get to it later, but there's a game from the Nintendo Direct that is a similar way.
Yeah.
Hey,
it looked pretty good.
Hey, you listening. If you're people, you're dumb.
Yeah.
Us, we're also dumb, but like...
Yeah.
Wow.
Everyone's
dumb.
We're not complaining and being dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looked pretty
up.
Cool. The voice work was definitely... I never played the original, so I don't know. Were they actually like doing new takes for the voice lines? Did you get to see the trailer at all?
I haven't looked at it, no.
Because, I mean, at least...
So I don't know for sure.
At least quality-wise, it sounded like either they touched up the voice lines or like they did new takes for them. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of experience with the Metal Gear Solid series, much less Snake Eater specifically, so I'm not sure, but we got information on the next season of Sea of Thieves. Sure. Okay.
Sure.
We got the announcement for the release of Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, that comes out next month. Sure.
Okay.
We got a re-reveal, we'll say, of the reboot for Perfect Dark, because this was like announced a while back, and then they finally came back and like showed it off. As cool as it is to have an IP like Perfect Dark back, to be honest, the gameplay looked solid, but nothing special. Like, there was nothing coming out at me like, this is Perfect Dark. This is, like, it was just like, okay. Space shooter. Horror shooter. Okay. It's the same thing as, like, everything else they come out with. Age of Mythology Retold.
Yay.
Coming out in September.
That's all I got. Yay.
Yay.
It's Age of Mythology. I like the Age of games.
It's true.
And I hope it's good.
I
think people are already complaining about it, so who knows?
Then, honestly, if people are complaining, they might be on the right track, because people complaining just means that there's stuff to talk about.
True.
Diablo 4 has an expansion coming out, and the release is in October. Sure. And then we got a look at the new Fable game. I have a friend who is like big into Fable, so cool for him, but otherwise, okay, sure. And then we got a reveal for a game called Fragpunk, which, it just looked like another like.
That sounds like a slur.
It probably is a slur.
It's basically it's another hero shooter like team-based game. Like it's
Overwatch again.
It was just cyberpunk Overwatch with like Yu-Gi-Oh card special abilities. Like that's all it was, man. Sure.
Hell yeah.
There's too many of these fucking games coming out nowadays.
Yes, there are.
A game called Winterborough, which is this actually looked pretty cool. It's a survival game where you play as a mouse, and has a very like I want to say like old school kids book art style to it. Like, you know, like that kind of watercolor kind of vibe that they go with for like those old school children's books. Like that's the kind of aesthetic it was going. A lot of it's top down, so it looks pretty interesting. That said, I don't play survival games, so I'm probably not going to play this. But I mean, if you like that kind of thing, this does look actually interesting. So, and then there's a game coming out called Mixtape, which is
What is this?
So it's kind of like an adventure game. It's very plot driven though, and it's very like contemporary. Like you're playing as like a bunch of like teenagers. It's a coming of age story, and there's a shit ton of licensed material in it because there's a lot of like music.
Oh shit!
Yeah, there's a lot of musical artists that pitched in stuff for this. So like that like license their music out and stuff. So like, sure. Sure.
There are a
How
lot
long's
of
the contract for?
Who knows?
Good question. But there are some big names on that soundtrack.
Oh yeah. I mean, not to take away, but like you do have some big names in there. They listed Devo, Smashing Pumpkins, Lush, Roxy Music, Iggy Pop. I don't know how to pronounce this one.
Susie and the Banshees.
Susie and the Banshees, Joy Division, and a bunch more. So like there's quite a bit, but yeah. It comes out next year. And then also we got a new entry in Life is Strange.
It's funny how this is the very next thing, because I looked at the previous game and thought, oh, it's Life is Strange.
And
then, whoops, Life is Strange.
Whoops, here's more.
Yeah. No, to be honest, when it showed off Mixtape originally, until like they were really getting into it, it looked like a Life is Strange game. So yeah, no, you're right. It's funny that the next thing they show off was Life is Strange. It's a new Life is Strange. Life is Strange Double Exposure is the game. It is going to be focused on Max instead. So they're going back to a more, pretty well-known character in Life is Strange franchise. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean,
sure.
Okay.
We
have a
I'm gonna be
history with
honest.
Life is Strange.
I was gonna say.
I'm going to be honest.
I was gonna say.
I don't have any interest in this franchise out of the single LP we did.
I was gonna say, if Landon, the guy that actually played through Life is Strange for our channel, is just sitting here saying, "Okay," then it's probably nothing to write home about. We got
I mean, I haven't given the rest of the franchise a try, but also, they Ashley Birch stopped voicing her character after after the first one, and so when they did the prequel game about her character, it's
I've seen clips of the prequel game about her character, and the dialogue is really bad.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't care.
That's what happens when you take a character and you switch their voice actor, which it's probably because there was some shady shit behind the scenes, and Ashley Birch was like, "Nope, I'm out," which can't blame her.
And so I never got into the rest of the Life is Strange games, mostly because of that. I hear 2 color are both fine, so who knows? But I have no desire.
You're like no Ashley Birch, no sale. We got Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 getting a release date on November 19th. Okay. And then we got the reveal for a trailer for the new Indiana Jones game that we've been hearing a lot about. Sure, why not? Game called Wu Chang Fallen Feathers coming to Game Pass on day 1 as it's released. Sure, we don't have an exact release date. I honestly wasn't interested in enough based on what I saw. So, Obsidian has a new game called Avowed coming out. This is a game that I remember. Yes, I do remember this game. Sure.
It's because it's Obsidian.
Yeah, it looks pretty solid. I remember seeing the gameplay, and I thought that, like, if I wanted to play a game on Game Pass or get an actual high-end game on PC, like, it's kind of interesting. So, maybe. Maybe if it goes on sale and I see it, I'll grab it one day. See. We got the game Atomfall from I was trying to look for a developer because I don't recognize this game, but it doesn't say it in the blurb from IGN. Thanks, IGN.
Thanks, IGN.
Just says, Atomfall channels Fallout in first trailer. The Sniper Elite team at Rebellion has set a course for greener post-apocalyptic pastures with the reveal trailer for its next game, Atomfall. Oh, okay. Rebellion. It's the packed with color and deadly dreamlike locations, this first-person survival action game. What is with these kinds of games? That's like all this trailer's full of. Or all this showcase is full of. My bad. The game industry as a whole. Gotta love it. We got Assassin's Creed Shadows. We had trailer and gameplay shown off for that. I mean, it's another Assassin's Creed game. Although, I mean, sure. It does.
No.
It is being set in a different, in a totally different area. So we'll see how that, like, affects the game. But because it is taking place in Japan rather than like somewhere out in Europe where most of the Assassin's Creed games take place. So maybe that'll be interesting. But I mean, it's Ubisoft. Like, do we have any faith?
No, it won't. It won't be interesting.
Exactly. We got Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl getting a gameplay trailer. There was the reveal, quote unquote, of some new SKUs for the Xbox Series X and S. Sure. Basically,
One has sparkles on it.
yeah, like there's like new colors and a new upgrade, like higher capacity hard drive for the Series X, and like that's it. Sure, whatever.
And then there's an all digital Series X as well.
Yeah.
And it's like, who cares?
Wow.
Yep. And then the last big thing that they showed off was new Gears of War game. Gears of War E-Day. Okay.
Cool.
Neat. All right, let's move on.
There was no Forza Horizon. So as we've
But
established,
Cloud.
There was no Forza.
But Cloud.
as we've established, without Forza, Microsoft is nothing.
But Cloud,
But-
Black Ops
but-
6.
Yeah.
Who gives a
They
shit?
own Black Ops now.
Who
They own Call of Duty now.
Who gives a shit?
They
It
can
was
be
below,
something.
It was below Gears of War on the list.
Yeah, on the article. But it was also on the top of the article.
So I
Jack.
want,
yeah.
I was gonna tell. I mean, you were there. So the thing is that they didn't. From what I remember, because I watched the presentation, I think they didn't really show off extra stuff for Black Ops. From what I remember, at the end, they kind of just like explain some extra stuff. Like they showed off the bulk of what they were showing off with Black Ops 6 at the beginning when they announced it. So
Didn't they just do it like a campaign, like
I think
playthrough?
I think they like showed off a little bit of that, and like that was it. But
Like, it's
anyway,
basically the full campaign in a video.
we're almost an hour in, and I really wish we would have gotten to this one sooner because this is the only one that we're going to spend a lot of time on. It's the Nintendo Direct, which happened just
Well,
the other day.
I'm getting up actually.
Wow.
Might as well.
Well, I need a rest with my throat, so Jack, can you take this one?
Oh, man.
Please.
Okay, fine. Fine. Okay, hey everybody. We have a Patreon. Check out what's on the Patreon. We got $3 tier, we got $6 tier. Shout out to our $6 tiers. Pixel Vixen. And that's it, right? Is there anyone else, Cloud?
No.
Okay. Let's see. We have 2 streams going on right now. We have yesterday, very recent, I just started the Pokemon Emerald Hardcore Nuzlocke, which will also be streamed tomorrow. And then Landon recently started Dragon Quest Monsters, or Dragon Warrior Monsters. That is happening on Saturdays. We have a Discord. Join our Discord. Let's see. Anything else? Or are we good?
I have Tillamook
Lemon's-
French Vanilla again.
Badass. It's the same one from last time, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Cloud, are you going to do any streaming next week?
No, not yet.
Well, if you're watching this live, there is no streams next week.
True. Landon and I are gonna go on vacation next week.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
together.
So
that's next week. I forgot about that.
Yep. So we will not be around to stream.
I will. All right. You know what? Maybe I'll try to see if I can fit a stream of Grandia 2 in. We'll see. But I'm not announcing anything because I don't know if I'm going to or not. All right. So are we ready for the big banana?
Yeah.
I want the
I don't
big
have banana flavor. I have French vanilla flavor, so.
All right. So the last.
All right, you can talk about Nintendo.
Last thing that we got was the Nintendo Direct, which honestly I'm kind of glad that they did this point of the month and not like even later, so like could actually just talk about everything now and not have to wait another 2 weeks.
It was very convenient that they decided to air it the day before our scheduled podcast so that we could talk about it.
Yeah. So the first thing that they showed off was a brand new Mario and Luigi game. Mario and Luigi Brothership.
Yeah.
Not
Mario Broth.
Mario Broth. So yeah, not a remake of anything, just a brand new game. So
Yep.
It's pretty cool. I'm pretty.
Who's developing it?
Who is developing it?
Good question.
They didn't say who's developing it.
They did not say.
Well, so here's the thing. I don't know we don't know who's developing it, and we weren't told who was doing the Mario RPG remake either until it came out. And it turned out that the people that did it had also done some other stuff for the Switch era of games. I can't remember the name of it.
I mean, I remember reading that like a lot of the Alpha Dream employees just kind of got assimilated into like various Nintendo studios.
Yeah, like some of them are over at Monolith Soft, some of them are just at Nintendo's own in-house developing, so like it could be anybody.
Yeah.
Answer the fucking question.
Oh,
Nintendo.
I don't. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We don't know.
Art Piazza is the group that made the Super Mario RPG remake, so I mean, maybe they're doing it. They've also done the Nintendo remakes of stuff like Dragon Quest IV in the past. So, I mean, if they're the ones working on it, it'll probably be pretty good. We don't know anything else, though, besides like the gameplay that they showed off. They did show off a little bit, but like, yeah, we don't know who's making it, but it'll probably be fine. There was a trailer for Nintendo World Championship NES Edition. They'd already announced that this would be a game. They decided to show it off. Cool.
Neat.
We got some stuff on Fairy Tail 2.
Pass.
Sure.
I'm surprised that they are doing this. I didn't think the Fairy Tail game sold well enough.
Yeah, I
them to make a.
I wasn't even
sequel.
aware there was a Fairy Tail game. So like.
I didn't
there
either.
was. Yeah, there was.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess they made enough money to. I mean, Japan. So whatever.
Yeah.
The next thing that was shown off was we are getting a Switch port of the previously Apple Arcade exclusive Fantasian Neo Dimension, which is an RPG that was actually made by Hironobu Sakaguchi from Final Fantasy fame, and also does have Nobuo Uematsu as the composer. again, this was originally Apple Arcade exclusive. There's been quite a few games where like it'll be on Apple Arcade for a while, and then it gets released on the Switch later on. So this is another one of those. Honestly, sure. I mean, hopefully they don't overprice this because they could. They do that with Nintendo Switch ports of Apple Arcade games. But
it looks fine.
It does look fine. And I would be interested in it just because it's got Hironobu Sakaguchi and Nobuo Uematsu on board. So the fact that it's not on Apple Arcade means I'm actually interested in it. We got a basketball update for Nintendo Switch Sports.
I'm going to be honest, I had no idea Nintendo Switch Sports was still a thing.
I can't believe that they actually decided to make, to go back and update this game.
For the 7 people that play Nintendo Switch Sports.
Yeah, I think Nintendo Switch Sports thought it was dead.
Yeah.
Probably.
Honestly.
We got Neo, Memories in Orbit, which was revealed at the Direct. I don't know. I kind of like... Didn't really...
Looks cute.
Didn't really pay too much attention to this one. It does look pretty cute, at least.
I like the art style.
There is an update coming to Disney Illusion Island that is out now. Sure.
Pass.
Okay.
Who gives a shit?
Guys, we got a Nintendo Switch port of Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Butters is popping off right now.
Hell yeah. The meme is real.
Okay.
It's literally the exact same.
It's literally Animal
Hello
Crossing
Kitty game.
With Hello Kitty. It's great. I looked.
No.
I know Apple. The idea of Apple Arcade game being ported. But like no, this one actually looked pretty interesting from what I had seen. So like, cool. We got Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports. Sure.
I have no faith in this being good, honestly.
It's a Game Mills game, so it won't be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Game Mill doesn't know how good games function. So
yeah, exactly.
It's more of a question of how bad will it be, more than how good will it be.
Yeah.
Truly.
We got a trailer for an Among Us update, which was literally the catalyst for like the rumors going around of, we got a Nintendo Switch Direct coming out, because they accidentally, had posted the trailer ahead of time and then immediately took it down. Sure. Update for Among Us.
Sure.
I guess.
Sure.
We got the game, how do you pronounce this? Farmagia?
Close enough.
Farmagia? Sure.
This
Farmagia.
Game. This game, the art style is made by the artist for Fairy Tail.
Yeah,
actually.
I did notice that,
Yeah.
and like, I'm looking at the article, and I remember, so that is cool. The fact that we do have the mangaka for Fairy Tail, like the artist for that, hopping on. So yeah, it's neat. We got Donkey Kong Country Returns HD.
Donkey Kong is the new Last of Us.
Jack's favorite announcement.
Sheen, this is the 3rd time you've shown Donkey Kong Country Returns in class.
I mean, okay, it's cool that we're getting like a definitive edition for this game because it has the extra levels from the 3DS version, but also it's in HD. But like, come on, man, you couldn't have online for this one.
Is it truly definitive, Jack? Is it truly definitive?
Well, there's no version of the game that has online, so yes, actually.
I disagree.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you say is then?
I guess if the only thing that makes it definitive is being playable online is a Dolphin emulation.
So the original then.
Only not on the Wii itself. Yes.
Yeah, but through Dolphin.
Yeah.
Okay.
The next one was actually a pretty big announcement. I'm going to lump the next two together because they're connected. We finally got a trailer for the Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake It is real. It comes out November 14th, and they revealed the long-rumored and confirmed now that Dragon Quest 1 and 2 are joining it as HD 2D remakes coming out next year.
I think it was as long rumored as literally a month ago that they were doing the 1 and 2. Like, that's as long as the rumor has been going on.
Listen, that's internet time. You know how long 1 month is in internet time?
No.
It's really long time, Landon.
Oh, okay. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the rumors had been going around ever since, like, there was kind of, like, hinted at through an interview. I can't remember which interview it was, where, like, they kind of, like...
It was the Dragon Quest anniversary, basically, interview.
Yeah, so, like, they didn't outright say it, but it was kind of like a, you know, you could kind of read between the lines, and they decided to reveal, it's happening, so we got...
I am so fucking bonerific excited for this game.
Dragon Quest 1 through 3 out here getting a better treatment for remasters than the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters.
Give me 4 through 9.
That's asking a lot. Can we start with 4 through 6 first?
Yeah.
Can I get 10? I'll just take 10.
An actual release of the offline version. Because wasn't there an offline version of 10 that you could play on the Wii? Well, in Japan, obviously.
No. On the Switch, though, they did an offline.
That's the
version.
one I'm thinking. That's the one I'm thinking.
Very recently, they did that. But they're like, hey, guess what? If you live in the West, go fuck yourself. Still.
That's what I was thinking of. But yeah, we got.
But no, I just want them to like be like, all right, here's a Western release for 10. Have fun.
You guys want to play a game with Funkos in it?
Pass.
Funko Fusion.
No,
pass.
I said pass. I literally said pass. Skip this entry now.
Pass.
We got more on the Luigi's Mansion 2 HD.
Neat.
The most predictable thing about the entire Direct is that Luigi's Mansion 2 HD would be featured.
Like, everybody expected it to show up, and oddly, it was kind of a one note, nothing important announcement compared to everything else we saw in this Direct.
And honestly, good.
Honestly,
it was the same as the NES Championship thing. Because it's like, this is a thing we know about. You're not going to tell us anything new because it's coming out literally within weeks.
Yep, exactly.
Hey,
Landon, remember that game that I showed you was originally Japan exclusive? The new Denpa Men?
God.
It's coming outside of Japan July 22nd. The new Denpa Man.
The new Denpa Man.
I am excited, but it is a free-to-play game.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
They showed off Metal Slug Attack Reloaded. If you like Metal Slug, cool, sure. They have a really big fascination with showing off this kind of game in their directs. And, like, I'm never interested, but it's still cool to see. It's like, hey, here's some, like, nice, like, retro-inspired, really stylish, kind of low budget, kind of low key game. Here you go.
Here's some shit.
We got Darkest Dungeon 2. I kind of tuned out at this part.
Pass.
Come on, guys.
I watched the Direct and I don't remember this.
It's Darkest Dungeon. It's okay. I tried.
Do you know Darkest Dungeon? Have you played it?
I played the first one. Yeah, I own it.
Oh, okay. Is it good?
Yeah. I enjoyed it, but it is like a... Fuck, what's the word? Not roguelike. I guess it's roguelike. Because, like, if your party members die, they're permanently dead. And so you're, like... it's all part of the whole game. So it's like, I don't think it's something you guys would be necessarily interested in. But the first one is, like, it's a good game. They're very hard games. But I was surprised it got like like Nintendo Direct like announcement instead of like sizzle reel or like indie showcase type announcement.
I would say
especially with all the indie showcase that were happening.
I was gonna say, to be fair, I don't know about you, but I don't think they really did. Like, they didn't do a sizzle reel in this Direct.
They didn't.
They actually just raw dog showed off a bunch of games and gave like decently length amount of like time for everything. There was no.
They were raw dogging harder than Jeff Keighley was riding that dildo.
Yeah. The next thing that they announced was an update to the Nintendo Online, specifically the expansion apps. You got a couple more games for the GBA. You got Metroid Zero Mission, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past 4 Swords, and there's also 2 M-rated N64 games, Turok Dinosaur Hunter and Perfect Dark. But caveat, you need to get a separate 17 plus version of the app in order to play those two.
Which means they're almost certainly going to be adding more to it in the future.
Oh, yeah. So here's the thing. This was already a thing over in Japan, I believe. They already had some 17 plus versions of a few of their console service apps. Because they had already put some, like, not M-rated, but it was 17 plus or whatever their equivalent was. And it was like they had an adult version. So this was something that we were basically just waiting to happen outside of Japan. And now we're starting to get stuff based on, what we would probably play. And not like us specifically, but like Westerners would be interested in for that sort of thing. So.
Westerners.
Gotta play some Turok and Perfect Dark.
Yeah.
We got...
Yeah, buddy.
Trailer for Phantom Brave Lost Hero. Comes out next year. Sure.
Neat.
I'm
surprised this is getting a new game.
I was gonna say, like, the art style is kind of cute, but
I was gonna say
it looks like a nothing game.
It's the Disgaea devs. They've been doing Phantom Brave sporadically, but like Disgaea barely even does anything anymore. I'm kind of surprised that, like Landon said, I'm kind of surprised they decided to give Phantom Brave another go.
They had a Disgaea game literally last year.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that like they don't make them. I'm saying that they don't do as successfully as they used to.
Oh, okay. It was
so
like
that's what I was saying. Is that
they
like
make them.
I was saying Disgaea doesn't do as well as it used to, so I'm surprised they're giving anything else that they've done a chance instead of like trying to, get Disgaea to do better.
Well, they have been doing a bunch of like collections of their old games for the Switch. They had 3 volumes, and the Phantom Brave was in one of those volumes. So
maybe it did relatively well enough by their standards that they were like, "Hey, I'll just make another game, sure."
Yeah.
This was actually a pretty big one, not for us personally, maybe, but we got Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics.
Yeah.
If you were part of the free Marvel vs. Capcom 2 movement, you won. You unequivocally just won. And they could have just re-released Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and I think some fans would have been satisfied.
They really could.
But,
I mean, like, let's be honest. This entire collection is Marvel vs. Capcom 2 featuring 6 other games.
It's Marvel vs. Capcom 2 featuring a bunch of other games, plus ways to cash in on the popularity of X-Men 97, because they have some X-Men stuff here, too. Yeah, X-Men versus Street Fighter, of course.
This is what I like to call Sonic Gems Collection. Sonic Gems Collection was literally, here's, what was it, Sonic CD?
Sonic CD. Yeah.
And a bunch of other shit. Go have fun.
And I mean, that's not a bad thing.
But
it's just it's just saying they gave us a bunch of they gave us a bunch extra that, like, we didn't necessarily need, but here it is.
The fact that Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is getting a re-release is actually insane, though, because it has not been like able to purchase since they took down the PS3 store.
And I want to add to that. I was listening to Maximilian Dude, the guy that started the big free Marvel vs. Capcom 2 movement. And he was talking about the version that we're getting, like, for a lot of these games are like closer to they're like arcade ROMs. So they are actually the arcade versions of these games. They aren't the versions that were on the PlayStation Network store. And that's better because they apparently they are like versions of the games that people actually care about. So
they're like optimized.
Yeah, exactly. They're like good versions of these games. So, and they tinkered with the ROMs. Like they went in and they like added some extra characters that you couldn't originally play as for a couple of these. So like, it's pretty hype.
I will buy this.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm 100% gonna buy this.
We'll talk a little bit more about it later because there's another thing. But like, I gotta say, Capcom is cooking lately. We'll get to it.
They low key cooking.
We got the announcement of a new Mario Party game, Super Mario Party Jamboree. That was unexpected.
This is interesting. I hope it looks like it could be fun. It looks fun.
So here's the thing. They have 7 game boards. So that's more than what they normally have. They got, and most of these are new. They have a couple of returning ones. And based on the trailer, it sounds like it's going to be closer in line with Mario Party Superstars than Super Mario Party.
That's what I'm hoping for.
I know a lot of people don't care for Super Mario Party. I liked it, but it's probably for the best that Jamboree is closer to Superstars. So it'll probably be good. I mean, we got online mode
at
right
the very
away.
At the very least, it will have at least one good board because it has Western Land from Mario Party 2. And that's all you need, really.
The next announcement was for The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, which very interesting. It is a top-down Zelda game. And when I say Zelda game, I mean you play as Zelda.
This is The Legend of Link.
The Legend of Link.
They really should have called it The Legend of Link just to fuck with people.
Yeah.
It would have been funny.
I will say, they definitely were trying to like fake people out on it being like an Oracle's remaster or remake, and then they were like, nah, new game. This is another one of those situations where like I think people probably would have been fine with a remake or remaster of an older game like they did with, but just like with Mario and Luigi, no, it is a new game. And I'm really interested in the mechanics. You get to do the thing that Zelda's done in a couple other games in the past where like she can just summon things. It's pretty cool.
You wouldn't download a car.
No, but I would.
You wouldn't summon a gun.
I mean, if there's a gun in this game, maybe you can.
I'm very excited for this.
Oh yeah, it looks great.
This looks like it's going to be sick.
September 26th, by the way, is when that comes out.
It's so soon.
Super Mario Party Jamboree, by the way, comes out October 17th. I skipped over some release dates of a couple of things in the past because they were very vague releases, like 2024, 2025. But those two have exact release dates.
Dragon Quest 3 is November 14th.
As well, to celebrate the release of the new Legend of Zelda game, we are getting a new Nintendo Switch Lite to go with it. Nintendo Switch Lite Hyrule Edition. It looks cool. I'm not getting a Switch Lite, though, so...
This is how we beat the PlayStation 2.
This is how we beat the PlayStation 2.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Died in 1993, born 2024. Welcome back, Wand of Gamelon.
No.
Yep, it happened.
You play as Zelda. And she has a wand.
God.
It's Wand of Gamelon.
Got it. Yep. Oh God.
Remaster them, no.
Man. Gotta get a remaster of those. Oh God.
There was also the Zelda Switch Lite.
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh,
yeah.
That's how we.
Okay.
That's why we were saying.
This is how we beat the
This is how we're
PS2.
gonna beat the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Just Dance 2025
Sorry, I was-
got shown off. Sure.
Skip. Pass. Pass.
We got another trailer on Lego Horizon Adventures coming out this holiday. Cool.
Neat.
It was announced
Neat.
that we will be getting Stray on Nintendo Switch, which was pretty popular over on PlayStation. Sure.
Neat.
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 Yeah, neat. Got a trailer for Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game where you get to play as a hobbit.
Neat.
Neat.
All right. Remember when I said Capcom's cooking? We got the Ace Attorney Investigations Collection.
Go.
Let's fucking go.
Coming
Let's fucking
out
go.
on
Let's
Sep-
go. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. Let's go.
Coming out
Yeah, shut
September,
up. Yeah.
coming
Yeah.
out September 6th. So, previously, the Ace Attorney Investigations games never came outside of Japan.
No, one of them did.
The first one
The first
did.
one.
The
The
second
first
one.
never did.
The second one came out in 2011 in Japan. Never got localized.
Yeah.
People have been asking for it for over a decade.
So they decided, gonna slap them together. Everybody gets it. Cap.
They
I
did
love
the
the
thing.
official art, by the way, with Gumshoe holding missile.
It's so good, key art.
It's
Oh my god.
so good.
Oh.
Also, remember when I said earlier that there's a game that a bunch of people have been complaining about?
This one
And then
too,
we would
baby.
talk about it. This
Here we
one too,
are.
baby. People are mad.
Why?
People are mad that they're not, because people are mad because they aren't using the fan translated names for the characters in Investigations 2. Like what the fuck were you expecting? Like, were you actually expecting them to use the fan translated names?
Like, that's.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, like, I get it.
But he was the best.
I get people are attached to like some stuff they get from fans translations, but you cannot expect the official developers to go off of something
And-
that fans created unless they literally bring the fans in to make the game. And I don't think that they did
And-
this.
And like, that's just all people have been talking about since this game's announcement.
It's-
Like, can't you just fucking be happy that it has an official release?
So like we can criticize Capcom for a lot of poor decisions they have made. But lately they've been doing some really cool stuff with these collections. They've been re-releasing as much games as you can possibly imagine in these huge bundles and just throwing them out.
This is literally the 4th Ace Attorney collection on the Switch.
So
And this is it.
I was gonna say,
And this is it. Like, this is all of the Ace Attorney
yeah.
games.
So you have
The only thing they don't have is Phoenix Wright versus
Layton.
Layton. So
Leighton versus Ace Attorney.
yeah,
like-
whatever it is.
So you have access
I didn't
to
play it ever.
You have access to all of the Ace Attorney games. They're re-releasing all of those Capcom and Marvel crossover arcade games. They've given us collections of like almost every Mega Man game under the sun this generation. Like they gave us they re-released Legacy Collection, X Collection. They gave us Zero Collection again. They gave us the Battle Network Collection. Like, can we just at least be thankful for once? They've given us all of these classic games in these affordable bundles. It's insane. Like, they've actually been doing pretty good.
I will say, it was stupid that they did not do a physical release for the original Ace Attorney trilogy
Yeah, that's fine.
outside of Japan. But for everyone since, they have had a physical release.
And this one already has been announced that for the US, the physical release will be for the Switch, and in Europe, it will be for the PlayStation 4.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
I know.
I can
Interesting.
kind of see it because I know that Europe is a very big PlayStation market. Still weird that they didn't do a Switch release over there, though, because I know it's doing well.
I mean, they can just import it if they really want it for the Switch. I mean, it's the same fucking language. If they're going to complain about the word color not having the letter U in it, then that's their problem.
True. And I mean, if you want to play it on PlayStation 4 over here, you can do the same thing in reverse and complain
No.
that
Yeah.
the letter U is
No.
in the word color.
No, you
Why
can't
the
do
fuck
that.
would they do it that way?
No,
But-
you can't do that. It's got that gross Peggy symbol on the cover art.
That's
God
true.
damn it.
It's got the Peggy.
Nope.
Nope. The next thing that they revealed was trailer for a game called The 100-Line Last Defense Academy. That is by the makers of Danganronpa. Okay. Looked interesting.
Neat.
It looks like a game made by the people that made Danganronpa.
It definitely does.
The
Daggone
character
Ron
design is so awful.
You are not a
We're back, baby.
I was gonna say you're not a fan of the style of Danganronpa, are you?
That's actually that was a compliment I read on Twitter. Someone was like, "These character designs are awful. We're back, baby."
Awesome.
Yeah.
We got a remake of Romancing Saga 2 that's coming out October 24th.
Neat.
Never been into the Romancing Saga games, but I mean, if you like Romancing Saga, there you go.
Cloud,
It's funny how that
just
was
talk
the
about it.
penultimate
Yeah.
announcement.
All right, let's get this out of the way. This is honestly the game that probably won the entire month of announcements. Metroid Prime 4 is real.
Beyond.
Metroid Prime 4 Beyond
Bed.
come out.
Bath.
Beyond.
Beyond.
Metroid Prime 4 is real. It exists. It's a game. It's not vaporware.
It's more than
I can't
it's
make
more
the
than
joke.
just a JPEG.
I can't make the joke anymore. It exists. It's coming out.
It's
Well,
it's
it
funny
doesn't
how the
exist.
it doesn't exist, not quite yet.
I need to have
but
it.
I think it's funny that we just passed the 7-year anniversary for the initial reveal trailer for Metroid Prime 4, or like the teaser, I should say, not the reveal trailer. But yeah, I think it's really funny that it's taken them that long to finally get a trailer
Well,
out. But
don't
hey,
forget, Jack.
it's
Jack,
fucking
Jack,
here.
don't forget. They literally said at the beginning of 2020 they were totally restarting development.
Oh yeah, no, I know,
So,
I know.
I mean, to be fair,
it still took a long fucking time.
I mean, if you're restarting development 4 years ago and then you finally have something to show off now, that seems about right. They're making a big game that's going to take them about 4 or 5 years. That's what they've done with various Zelda games, various Mario games. We're just getting that same production quality on Metroid Prime 4, and I think that's great.
I
I certainly hope so.
That you have to play Metroid Prime Hunters.
True.
You have to play.
if
You have
get-
to.
do you absolutely I know that they're referencing stuff from those games, but do you
They're
absolutely
not just referencing.
do you
They are
absolutely
not just
have-
like
referencing.
I know that they're
You
bringing
have-
I know that they're bringing back characters and stuff from the but let me ask, take out your biases towards Metroid Prime. Do you absolutely have to play these games?
I played it once, so you do too. You have to play Metroid Prime Hunters. You have to get the special ending
I'm not-
for Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. And you have to play Federation Force.
Lennon, that's like you just had the exact opposite slogan of the Nostalgia Critic. You play it, so I played it, so you have to too.
God.
Yeah.
So, I will say, this game looks phenomenal. I am one to believe they were not showing us gameplay of the Nintendo Switch version of this game. I think it's going to be, this is my hypothesis, and a lot of people share this too. I think this is going to be a cross-gen game, and they were showing us Switch 2 gameplay, not Switch 1. That's what I think. I could be wrong,
Cloud,
but that's what I think.
would you buy a Switch 2 to play this video game?
Yes.
If
I will buy
ask Cloud. I
So-
asked Cloud. I know you would.
If this
Yeah.
if this is a close to or launch title for the game, the way that they did like Breath of the Wild for the Switch, for the original Switch,
Yeah.
yes.
Let's say it is.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. It gets the Breath of the Wild treatment where it gets a dual release, one for the Switch, one for the Switch successor.
Yeah. That would be my first.
Okay.
So here's the thing. The trailer they showed off looked so good. I want to get into Metroid Prime now. Like, I want to play the Metroid Prime games. So
Well,
I'm not
definitely-
playing Hunters, damn it!
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to make a legitimate statement, but now I'm just going to stand by saying you have to play Hunters.
God.
No, for real, at least play Prime Remastered for the Switch.
I want to try to get... I bet you any money copies of Prime Trilogy are so expensive now. There's no...
I mean, yeah.
And because
it's been expensive.
And then because of GameCube games in general being expensive, I dread looking at prices for Metroid Prime 1 and 2, but on GameCube.
You could get Prime 3 by itself for pretty cheap.
Okay. So, I mean, I would just have to try and get a hold of a copy or play somehow Metroid Prime 2 then. Because, I mean, Metroid Prime Remastered exists, could play Metroid Prime 3 if it's easy to come by. I'd just have to figure out Metroid Prime 2. Maybe we'll get a Metroid Prime 2 remaster before that.
I fucking hope we get a 2-3. I hope they do 2 and 3 before they actually bring out 4. I hope 4 is actually a late 2025 release, and they give us 2 and 3 before that. Just so they can be like, alright, fuckers, play our goddamn series.
Yeah.
That's my hope. But also, I like these games, and I want people to enjoy them. Even though Metroid is not a huge seller for Nintendo.
I mean, I've always been kind of interested in Metroid Prime just because, I mean, it's first-person space shooter. I mean, it has other elements to it, but, I like games that are like that, and the unique aspects that make Metroid what it is, it's definitely fascinating, and I've always wanted to try it. So Prime 4 really just hooked me in. So I'm interested. I want to hear from you guys though, as the Metroid Prime fans, your thoughts, because you guys are definitely excited for this game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, I am easy day one.
Yeah, 100%.
If it, here's the thing. With Breath of the Wild, when that came out, I did not buy a Switch for that.
It's true.
I would probably buy a Switch successor if this got a dual release. I
100% would.
Yeah, I'm yes. Because Metroid does not get the love it needs to, and it is, this looks fantastic. From what they've shown off. And known Metroid Prime hater, actually. I'm the person on the planet that loves Metroid the most and hates Metroid Prime the most. So there you go.
I mean, that's not even necessarily true.
He didn't say Metroid Prime 2, he said Metroid Prime.
I know.
To be fair.
I think the sub-series Metroid Prime is awful. It has 2 of the worst games in existence, and also Metroid Prime 3 Corruption.
It's not the one I expected you to say.
That's exactly why he
I
said
know.
it.
Because I'm leaving the 4th game out.
Yeah.
So
I'll let you folks decide which of the 4 games that is. It's pinball, actually.
Jack, I want to hear a little bit more from you, though.
Look, it looks incredible. I'm absolutely going to buy it day one, and if it is Landon, if it is in fact a Switch successor title, I will buy that shit day one to get Metroid
I am
going to
get it on both.
I will say,
whatever.
Ooh.
It looks like a game that might be one of their next $70 titles. And I think it would still be totally
most
worth
likely.
It. I think
likely.
It looks like it's still totally worth it.
If it's not $70, I would be shocked by it.
Yeah.
That'd be weird, honestly, because I know they've said that they're going to be very choosy when it comes to $70 titles.
And they have been.
Fair.
They still haven't done another $70 title since Tears.
Yeah, they probably could have made Wonder a $70 title. Honestly, Super Mario Wonder could have been here's another $70 title because it's Mario, and
Not saying that they should have, and I'm glad they didn't. But I mean, they could have and gotten away with it.
They could have.
They'll
But
probably do it for the next
this is
3
definitely. Yes, they probably will. But this is definitely like, from what we know, this is definitely easily a $70 title, and that's okay.
I will say, like, based on what they showed off, because they showed off quite a bit. I mean, they showed us gameplay. They made sure to show us scanning, like, as soon as they possibly could. It looks like this game is going to be, like, they've definitely been cooking. They've been very patient with. I mean, Retro Studios is still on for this, right? Like they didn't get booted off of development. They had to restart. It looks like the patience has been paying dividends because it looks great.
This is why Donkey Kong Country's been dead for the last.
Yeah. True.
Because they've been hard at work on Prime 4.
When they're done with Prime 4, though, we need a new Donkey Kong game.
Would be cool.
With online multiplayer, please.
Please.
So that was everything across those 4 major things that, based on the articles that I had. Let's go around real quick. Anything we're really excited for or interested in?
I mean,
Jack, did you prepare anything?
You're first, so you should have.
I didn't prepare anything. Okay, off the top of my head, I'm gonna name 5 games: Metroid Prime 4, the Mario and Luigi game. I'm gonna say Ace Attorney Investigations collection. Doom.
Oh yeah, that
Looks really good. And I'm gonna say Valorant coming to consoles.
God.
He did it. He named 5 things.
I did name 5 things. Now, am I excited for all 5 of those things? That's for you to decide.
The answer is yes, he is.
So,
to name a real 5th thing, though.
Dragon Ball Sparking Zero or Sonic Shadow Generations. Here, I'll just throw
I forgot about Sonic Cross Shadow Generations. We didn't talk about it yet.
There's 2 for you.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
So
Zelda. Never mind.
Marvel vs.
Fuck all
Capcom.
that.
There's another one for you.
So
you know what? Take off Mario and Luigi.
I'm not gonna go off of stuff we've already known about beforehand, because like obviously there's Sonic Cross Shadow Generations, there's Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Like these are stuff we know about already. I'm just gonna exclusively say games that were revealed in this slew of like announcements that I'm interested in. So I'm interested in Astro Bot, an actual fucking PS5 game. Can you believe it?
Nope.
I am interested in Avowed out of everything at the Xbox Game Showcase. I think that one looked pretty cool. So yeah, I'm interested in that. The Nintendo Direct has the rest of the shit that I care about. We got the Mario and Luigi Brothership game. We've got Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. And I mean, honestly, the fact that I'm interested in playing the previous Metroid Prime games, I have to give Metroid Prime 4 the tip of the hat, just because I've literally never touched a Metroid Prime game before, and this game now makes me want to play all 4 of them. So, but if we have to include stuff we knew about already, Hello Kitty Island Adventure for Switch.
Did we know that it was coming to Switch ahead of time?
No, but we knew.
So,
but I had a feeling in my gut, and that's all that matters.
I think we should study your gut for science.
We should.
Because I don't know how you're living.
We should.
With
You
a
could
gut
take
that awful.
You could take over the podcast for me, because I will be obviously dead because my guts are removed.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fine. So I've got a lot of stuff, but I also pulled a lot from other stuff. If I just kept it to what I'm excited about, The New Denpamen, Ace Attorney, Investigations Collection, The Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom, Dragon Quest III, Dragon Quest 1 and 2, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Sparking Zero, and Sonic Cross Shadow Generations. If we include stuff I'm interested in, there's a game that we have not talked about yet that was announced at one of the other showcases that happened during this time. One of the 1,000 indie ones, because there was 1,000 of them.
True.
A little game called While Waiting. It is, I believe I talked about this one to Jack. It is basically take the idea of WarioWare and mix it with Untitled Goose Game, and you have yourself a video game. It is moments in time when you would be waiting for something to happen, and then shenanigans. Like, you can make shenanigans happen. I believe there is a demo already up on Steam for this game. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but it looks really cute. And I'm excited for it.
It definitely looks like a contemporary WarioWare style game from what I'm looking at.
Yeah. No. Cool. It's so, like, this one I feel like is one that should be on folks' radars if you like that style of game. Because, you know, outside of Nintendo, you don't really get really cool, I feel like, mini game-ish type stuff. Yeah, so that was a big one. I would say, as far as like stuff that was newly announced, and then some other stuff like Visions of Mana got a lot of new information, like a release date and some trailer stuff, and that was not part of like anything. Square Enix just dropped it on social media and was like, "Here you go. Here's the trailer. Here's the release date. Have fun." And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Sometimes
Summer Game Fest was right there.
Sometimes companies just be doing weird shit. They'll just be like, here, you know, we could announce it here, or we could just drop a tweet on social media. Sure, why not?
Yeah, it's like, it probably, I mean, maybe they just didn't want to pay Jeff Keighley.
Probably.
But then why not? Was this not ready like during May to drop it during?
I guess so.
Or the Xbox showcase, because it's coming to Xbox. Like, do they not care? Are they just shipping Visions of Mana out to fucking die? Is that what's happening?
Maybe, to be honest, because like I don't know if you remember, but like the Secret of Mana remake did not do well. Critically,
well, that's their fault.
Or commercially. So I don't think they have high hopes for Visions of Mana. In fact, I'm surprised they're even doing it after what happened with the Secret of Mana remake.
Yeah. So yeah. Unfortunately. So yeah, there's that. Let's see some other. I'll just name off some stuff real quick. Arranger. There's some new gameplay for Arranger that's dropping real soon. That one still looks really good. The Plucky Squire also has had some more on-hands that people have been certain to release from Summer Game Fest. Still looks good. Demon School got a announcement for a release date. It is like Persona 1-esque as far as like RPG style. That one's coming out September 13th. It's looking really good. And then we knew about it beforehand, but we got some more information on Yars Rising from Atari and Way Forward. That looks pretty promising as well. I think that's pretty much all of my list. We've touched on everything. Yeah. Throughout this whole thing, we've basically talked about everything now at this point for what I care about.
All right.
Yeah.
Landon, do you think we have any time to go over?
Nope.
Okay, so that is all we're gonna do for this podcast. We have, you know, our Discord if you guys want to chat with us and keep up with us. Otherwise, these two are gonna be off on a vacation, so we will have something for you guys in the near future.
we'll probably be posting pictures and shit.
We'll post pictures, but we'll also, in the next podcast episode, definitely
We'll talk about it.
Because we
sure.
will literally be coming back the next day, like, is the podcast. After my flight touches down, I have to literally fall asleep, go to work, and then come back and do a podcast.
Assuming we
Yep.
have time at the end of that podcast, but hopefully we should.
Oh, no. I'm going to make time. I'm just going to sit here and not talk about
Any
Stuff.
of the stuff we're gonna. Damn, really? For a series retrospect? I mean, it is. We'll talk about it. We got plans. We'll announce it in the pretty soon. But
it was a Patreon poll winner.
It was a Patreon poll winner. We're gonna be doing Super
was.
Smash Brothers. So
Yeah. So I don't have to talk. I can just sit there and play Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle on my phone the whole time.
Don't be like that. Anyway,
Cloud, do it.
We'll see you guys next time. Roll the outro. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to the Gaming Stooges Talks podcast. If you enjoyed us, consider subscribing to our podcast RSS feed or follow us on youtube.com/GamingStooges and twitch.tv/GamingStooges for more gaming content. If you'd like to chat with us, join our Discord. The link can be found in the episode description. We also want to thank all of our Patreon supporters. Your continued support means a lot to us. Not already one? Please take a look at what we have to offer anyone who becomes a patron at patreon.com/GamingStooges. See you next time.